If you want to get your ex back, it's necessary to remember that she didn't leave you because of something that you did. Most guys think maybe I drank, maybe I took her for granted, maybe I cheated. It's not because of that. She leaves you because of who you became. Women leave men because of who the guy becomes. And at one point, she stopped believing that you can ever change. You met, you were this cool, badass guy, you were confident, you were attractive, you were charismatic. After some time that you guys hung up together, things happened. You probably lost your confidence, you lost yourself, and you became a person in one way or another was unattractive. And then the final trigger was something that you did, like cheating or taking it for granted or something that turned her off. So if you want to get her back, remember who you used to be before you met her. Remember the best version of yourself that you ever been in your life. That is the guy that got the girl. And the guy that you are today is not gonna get her back. He's not gonna be able to build attraction with her again unless you go back to who you used to be. You have to be a little better than it as well because she has changed and she looks at you through a different lens. For you to be able to attract her, you also have to be able to gain her trust. And for you to do these two things, you have to really change. A question I get asked a lot is that, Ben, what can I tell her to change her mind? What text message should I send her? Or how can I get her to forgive me? Or how can I get her to trust me? It's not about a text message. It's not about one sentence you tell her. It's about you having the ability to change. Most guys struggle with that because they get addicted and attached to their current state, to the negative emotions that they feel, and they try to fix a wrong problem. The main thing that you should work on, the main thing that you should fix is write a list of negative emotions that you have. For example, anger, sadness, jealousy, nostalgia, missing her, feeling rejected. All of these, write them. You gotta go through them one by one. So keep watching. I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that step by step. Also, it's necessary to remember that gimmicks and tricks like no contact, they're not gonna work. No contact will only tell her you're not interested or you're not sure how to communicate with her. If you want to attract her, you have to do everything from a position of power and confidence. And disappearing is manipulative. It's a form of a passive aggression. She knows, man. She knows you. She knows you miss her. She knows you want to talk to her. You cannot trick her into coming back to you. It's very common in these videos on YouTube. Everybody shows you, hey, you should do no contact. Yeah, there is a place for that. There's a way to do it. You don't cut communication fully. There are certain messages you need to send in certain times during this period. You still keep the communication open, even if she wants space. There is a way to communicate. One thing I want you to never forget, do not try to trick her because she knows you much better than you think. And most guys think, hey, you know what, I'm just gonna disappear and I'm gonna give her space. Now she's gonna wonder, where am I, what am I doing? She don't. It doesn't work that way. There's 7 things you need to do to build attraction and trust. Another question I get asked a lot is, Ben, is there a chance of me and her getting back together or not? Because the situation seems completely impossible. The rule of thumb is, if you went together for a few months and if she ever had feelings for you, yes, there is a chance. And it all goes down to you and how confident you are and how willing are you to do things that you should do in order to get her back. Because most guys, they're not patient and they don't want to do the work to do this. They just want a quick shortcut to, hey, I just want that one message to send her so she'll come back. She needs to process what happened. She needs to see that you actually can change and you cannot force that. You need to let it run its course. So if you were together for a few months, I usually say 6 months or more, and you have history together, yeah, there's a very good chance. If you have kids together, it's almost no-brainer. If you do things right, you can get back together. Yes, there are some situations that are impossible. Like if she's married to somebody else, the chance of you and her getting back together is pretty slim. Her problem is she thinks you don't even get it, so she doesn't even bother explaining. I'm sure you've been in that situation like that. You work with somebody, you talk to somebody, you see that dude is just off. He doesn't even get it. And sometimes you realize, oh, fuck, I'm on the other side now. I'm the person who didn't get it. And it's more common than you think that your ex doesn't believe you understand exactly what happened. If you want to get her back, look, you gotta be very smart emotionally, and not only on your side, you should also understand her, the reason why she doesn't want to be with you. I keep saying this, it's because of who you became. it's because you did things or you communicated with her in a way that you triggered certain negative emotions in her. Think about all of those negative emotions that you triggered in her. What were those? Write a list of those. Most guys don't understand and most guys don't get them because, hey, if the dude knew what he shouldn't do, he just wouldn't do it. And that's where I come in and I help you out to do it. Make sure if you haven't already read my book, the link is in the description. Another thing to remember is how you position yourself when it comes to her and other men. Every woman has a backup guy. She can meet guys. I don't want you to feel bad about it because it's something that most guys don't want to think about. If she's pretty, she can meet guys just like this. And that is not a problem. I mean, if you're confident, that's not a problem. He will not take your place at least this early on. If anything, when there's another guy, it's usually a rebound. What is very important for you is how you position yourself. For example, imagine you guys broke up last week or 2 weeks ago or 1 month ago and you have 6 months or longer than 6 month history together and you run into her with another guy. It's crucial you do the right thing when you're in that situation. It's crucial you understand the dynamics of communication, how you position yourself, how you communicate. The hack to this is have full awareness of your negative emotions. What is the first thing you feel when you see her with somebody else? What is the first thing you feel when you see a picture of her on Instagram and see a comment on another guy? Or you see her taking a selfie with another dude next to her? Look at that thing that you feel. Look at that emotion. What is that emotion? That is basically your cue and what you should work on. If you feel weak, if you feel dumb, if you feel rejected, if you feel sad, just message me. Don't do anything. If you have those negative emotions, don't try to start a smart conversation with her about this new guy. Let me help you with that because it takes quite a few things to do to get you to a place so you can navigate from there. But if you see another dude with her, but you also have 2-3 other girls that are high quality as well, also pretty, also like you, and this doesn't really bother you much, then you're good. But if it really bothers you and you feel those negative emotions, talk to me. Because the margin for mistake is so narrow. If she senses after all of these things that happen between you and her, on top of that, there's jealousy, and on top of that, you want to control her, and on top of that, you cannot let her be how she wants to be even after the breakup, that's a nail in the coffin. So don't tell her anything out of those negative emotions. I know I'm with you. Jealousy is a hard one. Being able to detach from someone is very difficult. This is exactly like you're grieving the death of a relationship. It's not just, oh, it's a breakup. No, I'm not discounting this pain. This is extremely painful. That's why you need a coach. You either work with me or work with somebody who is expert in it and care for you and walk you through every step. Another common question is, Ben, could I have done anything differently to save the relationship? The answer is, it doesn't matter. Of course you could, but it doesn't matter. You could have done a lot of things differently, but it doesn't matter. Why do you want to think about things that you cannot change? Only focus on things that you can change. So you have very limited units of energy throughout the day. If you spend these units of energy thinking about the past and things that you cannot change right now, you're going to run out of fuel and you won't be able to do the right thing that you need to do right now to turn things around, to rebuild yourself and rebuild trust with her and get her back. So be very, very cautious with how you think and where you go. Because look, all of your emotions, fear, anger, sadness, tension, anxiety, these are all because of your thoughts. These are all because you think about later, you think about future, you think about what if. So be very selective with your thoughts. Do the exercise that I show you on day 2 of the program, the thought combats. If you let your mind, it will take you to very dark places and it will burn your energy. In a few minutes, you'll be depressed, sad, and you'll do things that you don't want to do. So be very, very picky with how you choose your thoughts because your mind knows how to trick you and it's going to play those dark games on you. Be very careful with those thoughts, what you think about. Your thoughts are not necessarily true. And remember, every thought that you have is going to instantly trigger certain hormones in your system. It can trigger a lot of anxiety followed by a lot of mistakes. So be very careful about your thoughts. It's also absolutely necessary to emotionally detach. Because right now you might be in the heat of this. This might be the most emotional part of your life. which is extremely difficult to see someone that you love so much leave. But if you want to get her back, you have to emotionally detach. It's necessary. Because if you're emotional, you won't be able to perform. If you have these negative emotions inside of you, if you miss her, if you need her, if you don't want her to get closer to somebody else, if you're playing from the position of fear, and if you're leading with these negative emotions, you will not be able to perform. Doing the proper conversation with her to get back, sending the right message to get her to come back, being patient while she needs time to think, being able to calibrate and write the correct text messages. You gotta emotionally detach. It's absolutely necessary, it's non-negotiable. That's why when you join the program, the first few days in onboarding section, I give you a big section so you can regulate your emotions, because most guys in your situation are emotionally charged and they just want to get the girl back. They don't care about anything else. And if you're there, remember, step one is to emotionally detach, taking inner control. This is actually the blueprint of the program that I've been working with you. You see, we don't get into communication with her unless I know you are ready and you can follow certain rules. When I see you're there, even if it's day one of working together, we message her. Another question I get asked a lot is, Ben, how can I cope? How can I deal with this pain? How can I be okay when I see her already happy with somebody else, or when she blocked me from Instagram? I don't know what she's doing, what she's posting, who she's with and where she's at. If you want to feel good about your current situation, you gotta go all in. If you're half-ass, if you are not full-hearted, you're gonna continue to feel like this. So you gotta go all in. All in, I mean, you gotta fill your calendar from the second you wake up until the last minute of the day that you're awake. You need to have a list of things to do. What are these things? There are certain rituals that I give you in the program. You gotta do the morning ritual, wake up certain time, do certain things, roll out of the bed, don't stay in bed, open the window, get some light, go do your showers, go listen to the mantras that I give you. You gotta listen to certain audiobooks, you gotta do your planks, you gotta go to gym more than once a day, because when you go to gym, that's the fastest way to regulate your emotions. There's certain things you do at gym, then you gotta socialize. There is a list of things you need to do. Basically, your default when you wake up and when you're just going through a breakup and you're sitting like this, the default is depression. There are very specific things you should do at very specific times that change the way you feel. If you don't do those things, you struggle, you feel a lot of pain, which is unnecessary. And most guys don't know. They do bad things. They look at pictures, they drink, and they make the situation worse. Do the rituals that I give you in the program in the onboarding section. That's before we do anything else. You gotta set your rituals so you know what you do. Because when you have a plan, I wake up tomorrow, I need to do this and this and this and this. Then you feel great. But if you don't have a plan, if you're gonna freestyle your life, it's gonna be scary because you don't know what you're gonna do tomorrow and you're not in a position to make the best decisions right now. So follow the rituals that I give you. Now, what can you do in terms of contacting her? It really depends on your situation. Depends on how long you guys were together, why you broke up, and when you broke up, and what is your current status. If you've talked to me before, if you text me, you see that one of the main questions that I asked you, the first question is that, what is your current status? Did you guys leave on good terms? What is the situation? It really depends. Because sometimes when I talk to guys, it tells me, hey, you know what, she caught me cheating and I haven't talked to her since and she blocked me. We left on good terms. Yesterday was the last time that we saw each other, but she still has, we share a dog and we need to see each other for the dog, or we have kids together, or we still live together. It really depends on your current situation. That's why I don't want you to just buy one of these programs that say, hey, you know what, just go follow this and go get a haircut and go no contact until things change. Your situation will be salvageable if you had a few months together and she ever had feelings for you, if you do the right thing. There is no cookie cutter solution for any of this. You gotta do the right thing. We had a coaching call a few days ago on Sunday. I was really happy that there were 3 guys on the call that they're getting back together. 2 of them are hooking up and 1 of them are officially back together. It takes some time if you do the right thing. Yeah, it could take maybe a few weeks, but again, I cannot tell you exactly how long it's gonna take because it really depends on why you guys broke up and what she thinks about you right now. Have you completely broken her trust, or you just made a few mistakes, or she's on the edge. She's thinking, okay, maybe he can change, maybe he cannot change. It really depends on what happened between you and her and how long you've been together, and a few other things that I just said. If you want to rebuild trust with her, remember, trust comes with time, and trust comes with you being stable. Stable as in mean you show up and your emotions stable. Here is a good time that I also talk about frames a little. If you wanted to trust you, think about your communication with her. Most guys, they fall under the frame of mother and son. He continues to report, hey, today I went to gym. I'm feeling better after breakup today. Hey, today I also did this. Dude, you gotta have the frame of uncle, teenager, niece. That's the frame that you want to build with her if you wanted to trust you. And it's just fascinating when I see guys send me a text message. It's like a 9-year-old boy sending message to 40-year-old mom. Look at the conversation with her. Who is writing more? Who is reporting? Who has the control of the dynamic of the relationship? That is what I work with you in the program. I teach you how to build a dynamic that is in your favor, and you communicate with her from the position of power so she can trust you. Because she's not gonna just trust you because one day you share some good experiences and she had feelings for you. She only trusts strong men, and you have to be strong, dude. It's time to be strong and do the right thing. The mother-son frame does not bring your ex back. No contact will not bring her back. It's time to do the right thing, dude. Bottom line, you have to improve yourself, and you have to learn communication. You have to understand inner game and outer game, and you have to be very fast because this is time sensitive. If you want me to help you do all of this step by step, download my book. The link is in the description. When you get the book, there's also a video. Watch that video as well. This is Ben. See you on the other side. Don't worry, I'm going to help you get her back.